And hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and today what we're going to be doing is creating a window in the house that we built. When we walk in, it's nice, but generally a house or some type of structure will have a window that will be going to the outside. So that's what we're going to do quickly, or show you how to do in this video. Okay, so the first thing that we'll need to do is use again another geometry. So let's go to geometries. Let's grab a box, put that out on the floor. If we remember from the last video, I think the thickness of the wall was 30. And then there's and then there's a little gap between the inside wall and the outside wall. So once I have this selected, I'm going to decide what plane I want this wall on. So let's say I'm going to put it on this side of the building, so that I need to flatten out the x-axis. So again, I'm going to do this with the brush because I want to be able to control the actual size of it instead of the scaling. Let's make this, and this is similar to what we did with the door. So not the z-axis, but the x-axis, and let's make that 50 for now. Okay, I'm going to then reposition this into that second floor. Okay, then I'm going to go to the inside of the structure and see if it's passed all the way through. Okay, so I see it on that side. I've pulled it too far. There we go. So now it's visible on both sides. And yeah, the 50 is a little long. Let's maybe make it 40. Make sure that it's still visible on both sides. Okay. All right, so now that we have that there, what we're going to want to do is make this a subtractive, so that way we're going to actually cut that out. So we're going to go add underneath brush settings, additive, subtractive, and that's going to give us the hole in the wall that we need for the window. All right. As far as the space in between, you'll see that you're getting the checkerboard. This is the inside of the subtractive. And so, well, what we're seeing is actually the edge of the other boxes, and because they haven't been given the material yet, that's why they're coming in like that. So, what you could do here, and actually there's quite a few things here. We don't have to make it the same material as the wall. If you wanted to make that a little bit distinct, like maybe make this solid color. Let's put a metal trim on the windows. Do we have a metal? There we go. Okay. And we'll just keep applying that to each one of these surfaces. All right, very cool. So now our window sill is slightly different than the rest of what the rest of the building is made out of. Okay, so now it becomes, do you want to leave the window open? Like there's no glass in the window, because there are structures out there that would have something like that. And it might be a point in the game where somebody could like maybe jump through the window. But if we didn't want to put a window pane in there, then what we would do is we would make another copy of this window sill. So I'm going to come here and select that and go to the world outliner, right click on the world outliner, go to edit, duplicate. And then I'm going to go back to the first one, find its location, because I want these things again to be in the right place. So I'm going to copy the location from the first one, move to the second one, right click and paste. So now they're both in the exact same location. And then what I'm going to do is I need to pull this in just a little bit, right? Because I need it to be, the window needs to be just a little bit smaller than the frame. And the reason for this is because when we use a glass material on a geometry, what's going to happen is it's going to cut through the building. So we need to have it sit perfectly just inside without it actually physically touching anything. So I'm going to come here to the brush sizes. The X we don't need to really mess with because that's the width of it. And actually we'll do that in actually what we need to do is probably make that 10. So that's very thin, right? So now that's going to sit inside the window, and then we can adjust it so that it's halfway through. From there, I'm going to go Y. This was 200, so I'm going to make this 199, and I'm going to make the other one 199. Okay, And what that's done is it's made this just slightly smaller window inside of the larger window frame. Now both of them are subtractives. So with the new layer that I just created, that's the smaller box, I'm going to go back to the brush type and I'm going to make it an additive, which is going to drop it back in, right? So now we have what will be the window pane. Okay, so from here what we will do is add a glass material to the outside of this. So there it is. Again, this is content, starter content materials. There's our glass. And we're going to go to the other side and we're going to notice, well, we can see outside, but we don't have a material on this side. So we're going to want to do the same thing. And we're going to want to put that on that side. And that now becomes a really nice windowsill. This worked because of the way that we did this. That's why I like using the geometries, because if you're just sitting there and pulling on it, you'll end up having to try to line them up, and then you're beyond decimal points, and then sometimes it just gets really frustrating. You saw how quick and easy it was to create that window. So at this point what I'll do is just do a very quick run through. We'll push play and we'll walk through our house and then look out our window. Okay, now the placement of windows can also do two things. In this case, all I can really see is above the window. Maybe if I jumped, there's a bit of a ledge for my character to stand on, which is kind of weird. My character definitely cannot jump through the window, so that's providing a good solid. Now the other thing too that will happen sometimes is this with the gun, because the actual ball or the projectile for this is going through the glass. So we'll figure out, or I'll show you ways to be able to stop that from happening later. But for now, we have our window, and if we needed to, just like we did with moving the second floor up, you can just make a copy of that window, duplicate it, move it over, and make another window, right? So for example, I'll just grab this, hold shift, grab the inside. There's the inside. There's that one. And if we were smart, we would go ahead and rename these windows window pane. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to duplicate them. So again, that's right click, edit, duplicate. Now that I have another one, I can just move that one over. And we have our next window. Now there was a bit of movement. I saw that it wasn't quite in the middle. There we go. Okay, very cool. And then I could just keep doing that, and I could put windows all the way around my building if I wanted to. All right, so at this point, you can, that's how you would create glass. So, so far in the video tutorials for the house, we have made the structure, used groups to move and create a second story, created a staircase, and used subtractives to create holes in our structure, in our geometry, so that way we can place doors and window holes, or holes for windows. And then from there, actually created our own geometry with a glass, and threw a glass material on there, so then that way we could actually see through the structure and have our glass. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial what we'll do is I will actually just spend some time kind of making the house look a little bit more interesting, because right now it just kind of looks like a square box. So we'll give it a little bit of style in the next video. Okay, yeah, so that's the end of this video. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.